so DuPont's making less money and paying more for gas and food. He commutes 50 miles each way. He says he and his fiance are trying to save up for their wedding, and they're cutting back on other spending.
We no longer have cable. We don't have a phone at home right now. We have cell phones, so trying to get help with daycare assistance through the state right now. I don't want to complain about my own home financial situation, but it's really tough.
If enough consumers cut back on spending, it'll be difficult for inflation to race ahead the way that it's been doing recently. Energy and commodity prices have started to fall back down a bit. Alan Blinder is an economist at Princeton who sees the glass half full here.
And it is almost perfectly predictable. Something very strange would have to happen for this not to be true. That inflation will fall dramatically.
Economist Dean Mackey disagrees. He thinks inflation may fall a bit, but he says the strong GDP numbers out today suggest that the economy isn't yet slowing down enough to really put a damper on inflation. So he's still concerned. Meanwhile, the Federal Reserve will be watching closely, ready to intervene if prices keep rising this quickly. Chris Arnold, NPR News.
Tonight's rally at Invesco Field involves more than listening to Senator Obama. Another dimension for those in the stadium is texting. Texting is a hallmark of the Obama campaign. Here's an example: an Obama rally in Baltimore back in February, just before the Maryland primary. Before the candidate arrived, Obama's political director for the state, Nicole Price, asked everyone to look at a form that they'd been given when they entered and to take out their cell phones.
If you're ready to win, if you're ready to go door-to-door for Senator Barack Obama, take out your cell phone and text the appropriate location on the back of your form. Are you sending a text message now?
There were about 13,000 people at that rally, and thousands of them were texting at that meeting. Invesco Field seats more than 70,000. So what's happening on the texting front this evening? Joining us from Denver is Andrew Rasche, who's founder of Tech President, a blog that focuses on how technology is being used by presidential campaigns. Andrew Rasche joins us by his cell phone. Hi, how are you?
How are you?
Tell us, tonight I gather the Obama campaign is going to do a lot of texting, telling people to text. What is happening? What are they doing when they ask people to text something?
What they're doing is that they are involving all the people at Invesco Field in a process to build a large database of cell phone numbers that they can then use to help get out the vote on November 4th.
So if you send in a text message at that point, what you're really doing is you're saying, okay, you can have my number. You now know I'm an Obama supporter and you know how to get back in touch with me very easily.
Yes, and then the Obama campaign will ask those same people use their contacts inside their cell phone and spread the message of the Obama campaign. And if those people accept the invitation, they will text back. The Obama campaign will build an even bigger database.
So as an event in the history of American political campaign texting, this is a big event.
We are watching the conversion of our politics from the 20th century to the 21st. The Obama campaign has recognized that mobile technologies are one of the best ways to reach their base of supporters, who tend to be younger, are more wired, and more active than their predecessors in years past.
If there are 70,000 people in a stadium, not all of them are going to text, but they could count on tens of thousands, perhaps?
I would estimate that maybe 20 or 30% of the people in the stadium are very familiar with texting, and those who are not are quickly going to be taught by the people next to them how to do it, because there's going to be some older folks in the stadium who may have cell phones but have never really gotten themselves familiar with the text messaging communication. So I would say half of the people at Invesco are going to be texting out. So let's say that's 35,000. They're going to send out 35,000 messages, and then the campaign is going to ask them, when they receive their text back, to send that message to all the contact numbers in the cell phone that each of those people have. So you have the potential for an exponential campaign of reaching people beyond those in Invesco. It's a little bit like a pebble falling on a quiet lake. It starts with a ring and another ring and another ring, and it starts to spread, and it gets wider and wider and wider.
Andrew Rasche, thank you very much for talking with us today.
Pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Mr. Rasche is the founder of Tech President. It's a blog and it focuses on how technology is being used by the presidential campaigns.
After Hurricane Katrina, we'll talk with New Orleans Recovery Chief Ed Blakely. That's next on All Things Considered. And you're listening to All Things Considered on WOSU, NPR News and Classical Music. Cloudy skies and 71 degrees in Columbus. A slight chance of afternoon showers and thunderstorms tomorrow with a high of 85. And sunshine for the holiday weekend all the way through Monday, Labor Day. Temperatures in the mid to upper 80s.
We're doing Blackman Tech. In a lot of ways, cars are like people. They have feelings too.
You change one part, and every other part's going to get envious. And sometimes, well, cars need to be babied. If you have a bubble, you put the car inside and burp it.
For auto advice with a personal touch, join us for Car Talk.
That's Car Talk coming up at 11 o'clock on